Ladies and gentlemen, we've got some earth-shattering news straight from the desk of Rob Manfred. The Milwaukee Brewers, renowned for their tantalizing, budget-friendly, regular season success, and their epic postseason flameouts, are making a move that just makes too much sense. Hold in your excitement because the Milwaukee Brewers are rebranding as the Milwaukee Edgers. Now you might be wondering, what on earth is an Edger? Well, they're the masters of getting your hopes up just to disappoint. Like a volcano about to have a massive eruption just for nothing to happen. Or it's something like that, I think. Oh, I'm being told it's not quite like that, but the metaphor still holds. I'll let you check out Urban Dictionary at your own risk. So why exactly are they rebranding their team? Well, 2023, that was a grade A disappointment. But it's just another chapter in the book of Milwaukee's heartbreak. Their offensive stats this postseason, historically bad. I mean, we're talking can't hit a fly ball to save their lives kind of bad. Since the end of the 2018 season, the Brewers have only been able to push across 17 of their 98 base runners in playoff games. Like I said, historically bad at scoring runs.
Still go-ahead run in the person of Pedro Serrano. Pedro's left a small village on the base pass tonight.
But here's the kicker. This edging behavior is turning into such a pattern, the franchise has no choice but to rebrand and embrace it. As one subscriber so eloquently put it, Craig Timber is real, but so is Craig Tober. No matter how promising things look heading into the playoffs, they're masters at finding new and creative ways to self-destruct. And guess what? It often happens at the hands of their star players, leading to the reverse curse of the Milwaukee Brewers. Kick them out of the playoffs and you'll surely make a World Series run. Let's talk 2023. They had a solid regular season with 92 wins, building momentum and riding a wave of energetic rookies and exciting deadline acquisitions. Things were really looking hype in Milwaukee. But guess what? It all went down the drain. They showcased an incredible inability to capitalize on a cornucopia of opportunities. I mean, seriously, a normal fly ball to center field could have changed the game. But no, they couldn't deliver. And let's not put all the blame on the offense. This team was built on winning close games through solid defense and lights-out pitching, but guess what? They got let down in both departments. Like this routine ground ball double play that turned into a double, plus Burns and Peralta passed the ball to the bullpen with a deficit in both games, breaking the formula that had worked all season long. Making matters worse, both losses happened at home, without even forcing a Game 3 matchup. Ouch. In 2021, as they coasted through the end of the regular season, you'd think they'd come alive in the playoffs, right? Nope, they couldn't score a run to save their lives. I mean, the only reason they even won a game was on the back of a guy who didn't even make the 2023 playoff roster over Jesse Winker.
He hasn't played in a game since July 24.
That makes sense to me.
Jock Peterson almost single-handedly crushed any hopes of advancing past the divisional series. And the irony? It was Freddie Freeman committing lefty-on-lefty crime who took the Brewers' best bullpen arm, Josh Hader, deep in the bottom of the 8th for a go-ahead homer, only for their fallen MVP star to strike out looking to end the game. This strikeout wasn't the only looking they'd do either, watching the Braves keep advancing until they would take home their 4th World Series title. 2020. Well, there really wasn't even a tease in this one. While they miraculously made it to the playoffs, they bent over backwards to give other teams a shot, finishing the season below 500 and clinching a playoff spot after losing a win-and-in game. Yeah, only thanks to a loss on the last day of the season by both the Phillies and the Giants did the Brewers sneak in.
Got him, and that's the season.
But hey, at least they gave us some memorable moments, like Jed Jerko and Ryan Healy batting 3 and 4 in the order for a playoff game. And they had the clutch bat of Orlando Arcia to keep them from getting completely blanked all series. Attaboy, Orlando.
Attaboy.
Spoiler alert, the Dodgers ended up winning the Mickey Mouse World Series. 2019, the year of a brutal edging. They could have thrown in the towel when Christian Yelich, the guy who carried the offense on his back most of the season, broke a leg. But no, they rallied and snuck into the playoffs as a wildcard team with a whole lot of momentum. They had their ace on the mound with an early lead in a winner-take-all game. Things were looking great, and the NL's best closer was entering the game. Nearing the climax of stealing this game from the Nats, The only thing that would get blown is an 8th inning lead, thanks to a brutal error followed by a quiet bottom half of the inning, sending them home packing. And you guessed it, they would watch the Nationals win the World Series from their couches. 2018, a magical year in most regards. An MVP campaign, a thrilling Game 163 win against the Cubs, and a sweep in the first round of playoffs. Everything felt amazing, especially after stealing Game 1 from the Dodgers. But what's this? Jeremy Jeffress blowing a lead thanks to Justin Turner's leprechaun-looking ass?
I'm gonna cut off your balls and feed them to you.
The Dodgers outlasted the Brewers in a grueling back-and-forth extra inning game, and even though Yelly and co. tried to defend their home in Game 6 and grabbed an early lead in Game 7, Yasiel Puig, Cody Bellinger, and Chris Taylor shut the door on any more Brewer shenanigans. Milwaukee's dream of a World Series slipped away as they watched the Dodgers advance to the last dance. Let's rewind the clock even further to 2011. Yeah, this edging behavior and reverse curse goes back over a decade. The crew had prime Braun and Fielder, plus they had a shot of energy after walking off the Diamondbacks in an elimination game thanks to the notorious Tony Plush. But they were outdueled by their division rivals, the St. Louis Cardinals, in a heart-wrenching series that conceded the National League title right on their home turf. I must sound like a broken record at this point, but yep, the Cardinals would go on to win their 11th World Series. Even 2008, a year of second-half heroics, wouldn't have a fairy tale ending. CC Sabathia single-handedly carried the crew to a postseason berth for the first time in 26 years. While they were just happy to be playing baseball in October, that excitement would wear off as they faced the Philadelphia Phillies in the first round. It was a pretty unexciting 4-game series, with the Phillies walking all over the crew before ultimately taking home a World Series title. And if you think this is where the edging behavior began, you'd be wrong. In 1982, the Brewers would finish with the best record in MLB at 95-67, winning their first and only American League championship. However, this would be their first and only World Series appearance, falling 1 game short against their eventual NL Central rival St. Louis Cardinals. Even after securing their 3rd win in Game 5,
led the way to a 6-4 Brewer victory and a 3-2 lead in the World Series. The Milwaukee Brewers were in the driver's seat.
The Cards would steal Game 6 and Game 7 at home and steal a championship from right under Milwaukee's nose. This one obviously hurts, as they would have had champagne on ice for 2 nights, hoping for a celebration, only to watch the Cards win it firsthand. While you might think that was the beginning of the reverse curse, it actually began 1 season earlier in the strike-shortened season. After a 2-month player strike in 1981, the division leaders of each half were sent to a temporary best-of-5 series where they faced off against the daunting New York Yankees. While the crew was nearly swept, they provided fans some hope, coming back late in Game 3, winning a close Game 4, then jumping out to an early lead in Game 5, before Reggie Jackson and Oscar Gamble sent the Yanks to the ALCS and eventually the World Series, beginning the trend of Brewers playoff bouncers making the Fall Classic. After giving their fans decades of heart-pounding, edge-of-your-seat moments only to end in heartbreak, with their opponents experiencing glorious World Series runs. And there you have it, the complete story of why the Milwaukee Brewers are now to be known as the Milwaukee Edgers. Before you go, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more exciting baseball content. And let me know down in the comments below, are the Diamondbacks going to continue this reverse curse and make the World Series in 2023? And which playoff departure do you feel like hurt you the most? I'm going to say 2018, but that might just be because of the soft spot I have for Yelly. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time, baseball fans.